No, this is a great question because lots of people ask that. They're like, why did you decide to serve? Because a lot of the times for the sisters, for the girls, it's like it's their choice. Like they don't have that obligation or that responsibility to go out and serve. But for me, I would say it started from when I was a very young girl, very little girl. When I was in primary, I remember being about 5 years old, and we had a lesson in sharing time about missionaries and doing missionary work. And they, at one point in the lesson, they asked, like, how many of you, by raise of hand, how many of you plan to serve a mission? And of course, all the little boys raised their hands, and then I raised my hand, because I had heard stories from both my parents. My mom served in Indonesia and finished her mission in the Philippines, and my dad served in Guatemala and El Salvador, and so I would hear their stories, see their cool little souvenirs, or whatever we want to call them, their little treasures, and I don't know, just from when I was very little, I thought, yeah, I want to do that. And I thought the world was an interesting place. I wanted to go see it. But yeah, so I raised my hand in primary, and the teachers, they're kind of surprised because I was like the only girl raising her hand, and they're like, oh, but girls can serve too. And they like told me, that's great. And so, yeah, and I just felt that desire, that fire to just go out and share the gospel. And so growing up, I would always talk with my younger brother about it because he was just a year and a half younger than me, or still is. He's a year and a half younger than me, so we would talk about it like, oh, like we'll be out at the same time. Like we can serve at the same time. And so all through junior high, high school, that was what we talked about. And then I think by the time I was 20 years old, I started to realize, oh my gosh, that's like just around the corner. All this time of talk about it could become reality so soon. And yeah, when reality started to sit in, it was more it became a question. It was like, am I really going to do it? Am I really going to go? And I had this incredible opportunity to go down to Mexico to build homes for some of the members down there with a group called Builders Without Borders. And so we're all members of the church, and we go out and like, it's an incredible project. And so I had a friend down there. I'd been on a trip previously with this group, and I helped build this friend's home for him and his siblings. And so when I went back this time when I was 20 years old, we met up again, and he helped us on the projects, and he was preparing to go on a mission. He'd only been a member for a few years, but he was so excited to go on a mission. And so with his broken English and my very limited Spanish, we would talk about the church and how important it was. And by the time that we were ready to leave, for our group to leave, we had finished all of our projects, and it was time to come back to the States. I was talking with him, and he just pulled me aside, and he was like, Rachel, promise me that you'll serve a mission. And it was just in that moment that I realized, I don't know, that I didn't need to be questioning it anymore. Like, I knew I wanted to serve. And by him saying that, I was just like, yeah, I promise I'll go, you know. And it wasn't necessarily that I was promising him, although it was a good moment that we had, but in reality it was just like, yeah, like I do want to go, like I want to, I will go, you know. And so, but I got home and I immediately contacted my bishop and told him I wanted to start my papers, and then the rest is history. I just kept going with it, and I was just so excited the whole time.